When we were kids, gaming was far more than a pastime or a means to an end. Gaming was the end. It offered worlds to get lost into that you couldn't stop thinking about, and it was okay because you could be lost in that world for a while and everything would be okay. When you were done playing, you couldn't wait to get to school and tell your friends about what happened in your excursion the previous night. No real responsibilities to take care of, and you didn't feel guilty about just being wrapped up in that story. Every year when it starts rolling around to the summertime, I think about summer vacation and how I lived for those nights. I can distinctly remember going to baseball practice, or towards the end of this summer, soccer practice, or a game for baseball, and then getting home and being able to stay up late playing the likes of NFL or NBA Street at that time, or even Sly Cooper and Lord of the Rings The Two Towers. I get nostalgic for that feeling every year. Gaming was able to have your full attention, and boy oh boy did it take it. It didn't even necessarily matter if these games were considered great when we look back on them now. I noticed this when talking to friends about games we grew up with now, and, I had different staples growing up than other kids did, and so forth. I explained the hold that Gauntlet Dark Legacy has over me, and the flood of emotion that it slaps me across the face with every time I hear that music. And people kind of just look at me like I have five heads, but that's okay. We all have that game or games that felt like home, and that's all that mattered. Oftentimes, it's just what we had, We didn't have jobs, and we played what we could. Some of that was demo discs. And sure, the reason that we're attached to games is definitely multifaceted, but I just wanted to touch on one that I've been thinking about, especially with streaming these old games, as I talk to some other people who grew up in the era that I did. That topic being distractions while playing video games. It's something I notice when people talk about the glory days, they'll say things like, just me in the game, man. Just me and my friend on the couch co-oping with no worries in the world. Just me in my bedroom at night with the door shut, AC blasting, it's et cetera, et cetera. And we're all adults with various responsibilities now, I get it. But that doesn't mean from time to time you can't disconnect from the online world, sit down with the game offline, and give it your full attention for a while. I mean, let's face it, most of us find ourselves doing that from time to time with doom scrolling on our phones, getting us absolutely nothing. You can't even remember oftentimes a few videos that you watched. I think this is part of the reason why we think back to the 2000s, or as I like to call it, the golden era of gaming, and we think of it as being a more pure, immersive experience. Because it kind of just was. When you put your PS2 disc in that tray or closed that lid, you were locked in. No cell phone, no Discord notifications, no second monitor running some lame streamer like me. Honestly, until I made this channel, I didn't realize how overstimulated and brain rotten I had become. One monitor playing some trash game that I didn't even like Destiny 2 or modern Call of Duty, while the other monitor had a streamer I was half listening to on it. Hell, maybe even some dumb stuff up on my phone like Twitter or Hearthstone or something. I mean, what was I even doing at that point? I'd sit there for 2 or 3 hours a night, even more if I didn't have work the next day. And I couldn't tell you what I did, really, why I was playing what I was. Grinding some matches, get that loot, watch a streamer get loot in the same game I'm playing, eat some microwaved sludge food. I kind of just passed time for the sake of it, instead of using my time directly with intent for the purpose of a real meaningful experience. And I've actually even noticed this with writing scripts for YouTube or editing my gameplay. I literally need to turn my phone on airplane mode or I get nothing done. The distractions of the modern day are just immense. An hour goes by, I get 15 minutes of work accomplished because of various people texting me, hey, did you see this? No, I didn't. And you look that stuff up and... Anyway, I also do find myself trying to play some amount of gameplay offline when I'm not streaming, and it just feels a lot better to not be caught up in that consume, brain rot, grinding thing where you're serving the games instead of making the games just serve you when you need them. Now, don't get me wrong, modern gaming can still shine sometimes. Crazy graphics, an immersion, great online communities through YouTube and such. I'm still a little amazed, honestly, at some of the stuff I'm seeing from the Dark Souls community on YouTube. And I'm also looking forward to Doom, Donkey Kong Bonanza, and Mario Kart World. But sometimes I do miss those 2000s era vibes when it was just me, a controller, and a game that felt like the whole world. So I just wanted to make a video to kind of touch on that. Maybe some people are still feeling the same way as me and they're not quite to the point where they've noticed like I have, and maybe just once or twice a week just unplug from the internet and sit back with a good RPG or a good platformer, just something that isn't connected and you can just be one with it. So what do you think? Does playing with all of our distractions today ruin the immersion and overall experience that a good game can give you? And also let me know in the comments some of the games that you feel nostalgic for. Until next time, guys, take care and peace.